A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are good. I'm alright. I've actually managed to get a half decent finish for once. It's been a bit busy the last couple of weeks with the drop in temperature, but I am locked and loaded and ready to go. So you join me for a 3v3 31k today. Bit of something different than the usual flat map, etc, 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 so should be interesting. We've got 3 SPQR on this side, JGP. So that 14-6 with a couple of 12-6 with a couple of archers probably. Then in the centre, Ian Server, who looks like he's got a couple of peasants, and then 6 cav and the rest urbans, I expect. And then Blackjack, who has got 5 cav and the rest of them urbans, I guess. On our team, down the hill in the bottom is me. I'm the Skippy. That looks like my 14-6 formation, so that'll be a 14-6. Then we've got Germania, who is Tronald Dump. I don't know where the rest of his crew is, in here somewhere, no doubt, but they will show themselves, so we can probably guess what's lurking in the woods today. And then in the centre, we have Jack Frost. He looks like he's got 4 Roman archers, 6 cav, and then the rest of them urbans. Right, let's crack into it. Yeah, I don't know what map it is. I want to say the Gallic countryside, but I've got a feeling it isn't. The trouble is with this map is that, I mean, I don't particularly mind it, I like all of them, but obviously this team starts on a hill and the other team doesn't, as opposed to maybe starting facing this way where half would be on and half wouldn't, but it is what it is. So yeah, sometimes people in inverted commas camp, but you've got to play the terrain, and if you want to win and you're on the hill, then why not? It's up to the other people to come and break you down. So yeah, it looks like that lot's all coming over. We're going to come over. So I'm going to put it on double a minute, just so that we can keep an eye on it. Yeah, so you can see I'm coming. I'm sort of bunny hopping Germania. Blackjack's coming in the background. Ian Server is in the centre. JGP's just realigning himself. I would have thought Ian will move up close to him. And then Blackjack will come and log behind him. From our point of view, if you're on this map, there's always a little lull where the other teams sit where they are, and then whoever's on this side sits about where we are, and they just wait, and everybody waits to see if they're both going to come down into this middle bit where it's flatter. But yeah, we shall soon see. If not, obviously the strength that we've got, or what's going in our favour, is that we've got Germania and they've got all Rome, so they haven't got any spear units to or phalanx units to be able to limit the berserkers and that. I'm guessing he's got berserkers. Let's go and see if they've shaved their head yet. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a couple of them. Yeah, he's got three berserkers on the go with some peasants. Usually you get a massive run of axemen and a couple of knight raiders and maybe a couple of archers or something like that, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Now, what their approach to nullifying Germania is going to be, when the berserkers and the knight raiders etc go in somewhere, they're going to want to hit them with all their cav, because what should happen, or what usually happens, is that the other two armies that engage, Germania will pick his moment. He'll run his berserkers and axemen in there, and then he'll throw all his cav in behind it as well, so it all goes in one big hit. And if you can counter that with a couple of loads of, like 12 cav from 2 players, if you can counter that, then you pretty much knock them all out with very limited damage. They do, but if they can get their teeth in, then they can knock down, a whole army pretty easily, the Germanians, if they hit the timing right. It looks like whatever it is now appearing in the background. There's his cav. So he has got a couple of archers. Yeah, there you go. Axemen, and the thing is with them is that I think the axes are armor piercing as opposed to the Knight Raiders. Yeah, number 4 archers. So that's the Germanian army. There's all his berserkers coming up behind me. Oh god, it's on thingy. So yeah, we want to kind of watch out for that and try and maybe draw the cav out, or draw them to the other end so that Germania can hit them. I did actually give him a call on this one. I don't usually, and what I said to Jack here on the left is that I'm going to swing a bump across to JGP. And then he can flank him with his whole army, and it'll take time for either of these to turn around and go round there. And if they do, Germania can hit them in the back, or they stay there, hope that JGP can fend them off. But it's going to be 2 full armies against his, so they might be able to do us with the cav, but we shall soon see. So it looks like the plan is being initiated. JGP's sending out a couple of cav to get his get these archers, but I think they were bait cav because that was pretty slick by Jack. He's gone in there, he's going to try and take out these cav of JGPs. I should be sending my cav in there now, at least to take out the rest of these, which looks like I'm going to split my cav. Yeah, you can see Jack is moving across slowly. He's faced up his cav and then running through his cav, so that's a nice retreating tactic there rather than just run the whole army back. These are all spread out quite nicely. They're going to be right in the enemy's mind, that Germania. They're going to be looking all the time at them. Over here on our left, on the enemy's right, you can see that all the cav's been brought over from SPQR now. We do want to watch out a little bit for that because they will get the downhill charge on us. Blackjack is moving his army across, so we could have probably done with being a little bit quicker with the urbans there. I've engaged the infantry in the middle, hoping just to tie him down. I can see the berserkers are coming in the back, all 3 of them in once, which is pretty good. Is he should activate him any second now. And then they'll go, yeah, there they go. So they're going to go in there. On this left-hand side, it's hard to tell really what's going on. JGP sort of will know what he's doing with regards to defending himself. But hopefully just the sheer weight of numbers, I'm coming in for a nice cav charge. Although I've stopped it. I don't know why I've stopped that one then, but I must have I probably went for the first one and then changed my target like we've seen in a couple of videos. Yeah, Jack sent his whole infantry, his whole army across to come and deal with Jack Frost. Let's pause that a second, just because it's all starting to kick off. So out on the left, you can see Ian starting to send a couple of his cav out. I guess he wants to go after the archers, but he's going to go around the axemen before he does. On this left flank for the enemy is the cav. Oh, he had some Praetorian cohorts. Didn't realise that. They must have been his Peeler shield or something. He's sending over some infantry. He's got his cav in there. I imagine that's what Germania wants, because he'll hold up the cav with his cav, which won't probably beat the Praetorians, but it'll probably hold it up long enough. And if these urbans engage these horses, the axemen will just swing around the sides of them and they'll go pretty quickly. In the centre, I've got basically half and half against me here, and I'm just holding a line. The berserkers have come in, they're working their way through the left-hand flank of JGP's army, which is actually up against me where I come across to him. Then we've got a little section of JGP's here holding his sort of centre, along with Jack Frost has sent a few of his urbans. I'm sending my cav in there. There's a bit of sorry, the Brutii cav is over here on the right. I've taken on pretty much all of Jack's army and JGP's cav. So yeah, there we go. If I sort of, I guess, something like that. So yeah, watch these guys on the left. Yeah, in come the axemen. They're going to come around the side, so that's nice. In the centres, the berserkers are going. I'm going to pull out. I'm probably going to want to hit where the berserkers are now, just to start a little route going. I could probably come over here to these back two archers, face them a bit more to the left, and run up that whole line and probably route that whole army off if I was doing that now. As it is, I'm going to split my cav and come half and half. I know you can come in from the back of your own troops. It's not particularly my cup of tea, but in this instance, if I can just start one or two of them routing, that's just going to help. JGP is defending himself against my split cav attack against his own left flank, the enemy's centre. I'm pulling all my cav out now. Hopefully I can just turn it around and just smash straight into the back of him before he retreats. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully that'll knock out a bit of his cav. Yeah, two of them have gone, so that's not too bad. Over here on the left, the Germania troops are really tearing through. Yeah, you see he made the mistake of pulling his cav out and not running it back in for another charge, and now his units are up against the axemen and the cav. I've pulled my if you can get through the enemy line with your cav, then it's worth doing because it sketches them out and you can normally get a pretty good route on the go. I'm not going to get a very good charge from that distance. I would have been better off lining them up over here somewhere out of the reach of these two urbans that were chasing me and getting a good charge bonus in. I mean, even if I'd have come right up here, faced them that way and hit that second general, I would have probably knocked out both generals in one hit then, which would have been nice for the replays, but there we go, what can you do? Yeah, the Gothic cav's getting around the back of this lot now. He's going to take out that bit of Praetorian cav that was there. The axemen are tearing into what's left of his urbans. My infantry slowly making ends into the middle there. I've still got a fair bit in reserve. My cav's come all the way out the right now. That looks like that was the Brutii general. Probably that one there. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to try and just take out a couple of these units on the right just to help him free up 4 or 5 of his units. Yeah, I didn't really hit it. It would have been nicer to come maybe from this angle and hit the one at the end of his little dip, like, one of these up here, the general. And it would have, they would have sort of gone in a triangle and just filled that gap exactly and probably sketched out that whole lot. So that probably would have been a better angle to go to. Let's have a look on the left. Yeah, Germania's slowly rolling him up. Who was that? Was that the Germania general just took a dig? Might have been. Yeah, so JGP Blackjack's doing really well over here on the right. He had this full numbers going in against the Brutii when he was sort of not half tied, but a little bit tied up. So they've done really well at defending them, but the axemen have completely done what they needed to do. Berserkers are still in there fighting. There's only 4 of them left now, though. Yeah, so it's pretty. I think it's tilted our way because we've got more cav. It's just Lackjack left here on this right hand side from what I can make it. I think there's a couple of JGPs here in the centre, 3 of JGPs in the centre. Ian Server's gone now. He just took his last cav hit out on the left. Lackjack looks like he's starting to route off a bit over here on the right flank. Why was that? Did I charge my cav in there? No, it must have just been from the sheer weight of number. Oh yeah, I chucked my general in the spare urban that was at the back in there, so that the numbers just then on there. And yeah, I think that's that. Yeah, so we did a plan. It didn't go to perfection, but they're never perfect unless you don't lose any troops in it. So yeah, it worked. We won. I'm happy with that. Who's just going in here? Axemen, they're going to get them going pretty quickly. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, that was all right. Different map. You got to do something different when they're on a hill because you can't just face them straight up. You got to sort of, think a little bit outside the box. And looks like it prevailed for us then with regards to us, them. I guess maybe it's hard to tell. Oh right, yeah, the host quit, whoever that was. So yeah, I mean we don't get to see the kills, but we got to see most of the battle, which is the most important thing. Yeah, I mean they did not too bad. I think they probably took their eye off the prize a little bit with when the berserkers came in, but otherwise we were we done quite well there. So I'm happy with that. Right. I'll stop waffling on now. I'll see you later.